Whew. I'm glad to be back home. It's been a rough battle. I'm feeling better. When I got my phone back, I was like, yo. First and foremost, like I was like grateful for, all the people close to me that really had love for me. All the people that I knew, even people that I have only like met once before in LA. You know what I mean? Like, or wherever the fuck I met them. Like, they sent me love, they sent me prayers and shit. So, when I got my phone back, I was like, wow, there was an overwhelming amount of love. I came back home to letters, like a bunch of shit. And, I was just really grateful when I came back. So, I wanna address the situation, and I wanna, kind of just let everyone know what really happened. Because I know when I was gone, a whole bunch of shit was going on. A whole bunch of people were talking shit. A whole bunch of people were saying shit. So I want y'all to hear it from me, like, kind of what happened. So, I guess I'm going to start like this. For the majority of my life, ever since I can remember, ever since I was a fucking kid, ever since, my first memory of life, I've always been sad, right? And I've always, for the years I've been making music, people were like, "Why you make sad songs? Why are you so sad? This and that." And I've always been sad. You feel me? I've always been a sad person. I've always had that, and like, I've always tried to fight it. I've always tried to fight it off, and I don't know why even before music, I've just been a fucking sad person. I've always just been depressed. Maybe it's something wrong with me in my head, or maybe it's something going on, like, chemically, a chemical imbalance or some shit, But, so, I've always been sad. Always. But when things start happening, I feel like and I've been in therapy every fucking day for the past, I don't know how, like two weeks, ever since this shit happened or whatever. So I've been able to talk about it. And even though it's like hard for me to open up to 20,000 fucking people right now, I feel like it's important because people can relate, So someone says sometimes it's not sometimes, it's real shit, and a lot of people go through this shit. Some people don't, but people like me go through certain things, and some shit is like hard to explain and hard to say. But so I'm gonna start with what happened. August 26th was the 5-year anniversary of when I got shot in my head. I got shot in my head August 26, 2015. And it was the first time that I dealt with that alone. It was the first time that I was not with the person. I don't know if y'all know, but the person who I was in a relationship with was in the car with me when I had got shot in my head. And, we had separated earlier in this year, but it was the first time that I had really dealt with it without her. So I was just paranoid, I was didn't know how to deal with it. I didn't know how to deal with myself, the shit that was going on, and I didn't have her to confide in. I didn't have her to talk to. And so I just said, you know what, I'm gonna start drinking. I'm gonna start, trying to numb this shit. I'm gonna run away from this shit because I don't want to deal with it. I don't know how to deal with it. And I just started drinking. This was August 26th. And I felt better. When I was drinking, I felt better. I was like, okay, cool. I don't have to deal with this shit. But it was still in the back of my head. I when I try to go to sleep, I had nightmares. I woke up every 5 minutes panicking, breathing. I couldn't fucking breathe. So much anxiety. And when people say like, oh, I have anxiety, I mean like, this is some real like heart beating shit. Like I can't feel anything. I feel my heart in my throat, in my fucking head, and like anxiety type shit, like I couldn't fucking feel like what the fuck was going on, and I just kept being reminded of death and dying and just a whole bunch of shit. And this was on the first day. So I just kept drinking. It's that meth. And I wasn't doing meth. I wasn't doing any hard drugs. I was just drinking. It's just paranoia. It's trauma. Like, if you've been through a traumatic experience, if you've been through anything that's fucked up your head, like, you know what I'm talking about. So I really had no one to talk to understand that situation, you know, being fucking shot in my fucking head. Like, no one who was around me at the time, like, can relate to, like, okay, I get what you was going through. I understand what you was going through. Like, okay, like, nah, they didn't understand. Like, they don't know what I was going through. They don't know, like, what it's like, and that's okay. You feel me? I feel like we all been through a situation where, you know, we've been through something and feel like people don't understand. But anyways, so I was just drinking. I didn't get sleep. I wasn't eating. I was just, you know, and at the same time, I was going through a heartbreak. I was going through depression. I was going through all this pressure on my back from music and the clothing and yours truly and fans and touring and COVID and all these other shit, like all this stress, which wasn't really, you know, I could deal with that shit, but it was really the heartbreak, you know, it was the paranoia, it was the fucking trauma of shit that I was going through. So fast forward, the next couple of days, I just, you know, I just keep drinking, and I'm having nightmares, crazy nightmares, and you know, everything feels like it's going at once, you know, and I had this unexplainable depression and unexplainable sadness, and I've always had that. I feel like I've always been a person that's had, like, unexplainable sadness or unexplainable depression, and you know, I just learned to kind of live with it, but this time it just felt like it was somewhere it was dangerous. So fast forward, I just kept drinking. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't eat. A lot of shit was just in my head. I've always been fighting shit in my fucking head, and it came to a point where I was just, you know, I had taken, and I'm not proud of it. It's really hard for me to admit it, but being in therapy and shit like that, like, it kind of helps me be able to admit it to 20,000 people. But when I was drinking on the day of when all that shit happened, I had taken some pills and shit. So, like, and I'm not proud of it, and I don't glorify that shit, you know, but I had taken pills when I was drinking, and I was fucked up, and I was just like, yo, life would just be better if I was, you know, if I just wasn't here, you know? Life would just be better if I was gone. And, you know, for me at least, and I feel like that was selfish of me, because I didn't think about my mom, I didn't think about my family, I didn't think about, you know, all the people that care about me, all the, you know, people who fuck with me, whether it's because of music or who I am or just whatever it is, you know what I mean? Just people I talk to, I didn't think about any of them. And I felt, in the moment, I didn't feel selfish. I just felt like I didn't give a fuck. Like, what I really felt like was, I don't want to do this shit anymore. I'm over it. I'm done with it. And that's it. So, luckily, the people around me, like, cared enough to be like, yo, you're saying all this shit. I didn't care about music. I didn't care about social media. I didn't care about Instagram. I didn't give a fuck. Like, I didn't care about shit. Like, I was really ready to fucking do some crazy shit. Like, hang my fucking self on live. Like, that's how far I got, you know? But, before it got to that, I went on live, and the people around me was like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? And, you know, I don't know if y'all seen, I was just going crazy. And my manager, it came up to me, and my manager said, yo, chill, like, what are you doing? We had gotten an altercation, and it really led to, like, you know, shit that I'm not really proud of, some shit that I don't really like reliving. And we had gotten an altercation. My manager and my assistant, really, were the two people we got in the it was the two people I got in the altercation with. And that's not me, you know, I was out of my character. Like, I'm really, like, a loving person. Like, I really like to be, like, you know, that's family to me. And I feel like, you know, I'm the one who fucked up, and I got out of line. And, you know, it was kind of embarrassing for me, you know. And I feel like I you know, and I talked to him. I apologized, but I don't know what happened. I just think I couldn't deal with the shit I was dealing with, and I couldn't. I was just going through so much. But so that happened. We had gotten an altercation. I really don't want to relive it right now, right here. I don't think I'm ready to like relive it. But I ended up in the hospital, and then after that, I ended up, you know, being in a treatment center, in a place where I had to just be away from everything, be in a different environment and shit. And while I was there, I didn't know what the fuck was going on with everything else, like with people who were saying this and saying that and talking shit. And it's sad because the only people that were talking shit and saying shit were people that I had known. Like people that I had known from my past, people that I had like worked with, people that I had a relationship with in the past, and they were just saying all this shit about me. Like I don't know what the fuck they were saying about me, but I just couldn't believe it when I came back and when people told me like, yo, this is what they're saying about you. I was just like, wow, like that doesn't make fucking sense because, you know, all this shit, like I personally feel like hurt me, you know, and there was a song that came out, and I'm gonna address the song, the whole Destiny song thing. Like, there was a song that came out during the whole middle of this shit. Like, we had a video planned, like, you know, obviously the whole album shit. We had this whole thing planned, and this kind of really fucked a lot of things up. And I feel like this shit hurt me more than it helped me. You know, like, if anything, in that moment it hurt me more than it helped me. But coming out of it, I feel like it was necessary for me. But I don't know, man. It was just a really bad situation. The day of, you know, the day of the incident when all that shit happened, I had a phone call. I had a maybe 2 hour long phone call with Destiny, with the, you know, the person I was with for a long time. And I don't know, things were talked about, and I just felt like, you know, I feel like that shit hit me, you know, not to be a sad boy, but I feel like that shit hit me, and a lot of things were said that I just, you know, couldn't handle, you know, when like someone moves on and someone, you know, not forgets about you, but just kind of like moves on without you. I feel like that was a part of it. You know, obviously the whole shooting thing was a part of it. But yeah, I felt really betrayed, you know, when people try to say like whatever this whole shit was, like when people try to, you know, talk about me when I can't speak up for myself, you know. I feel like it was real disrespectful, but, you know, at the same time, I heard, like, you know, at the same time, I'm grateful that I have people around me now that really care about me, that really love me, because, you know, the people that, you know, said whatever the fuck, they were dealt with. You know, the people that were talking about me when I was in, you know, the place I was in, when I was in the center I was in, they got dealt with. And that's what it is. I mean, they got ran up on. You can't, like, this shit's not a joke. Like, people all across the world go through issues like this, you know? And it's not funny to poke at it. It's not funny to make fun of this shit. You feel me? Like, I've talked to so many people over the years that really had real fucking problems, and, like, the people that were talking shit on me, like, they got dealt with. I mean, it's not something to make fun of, you know? But, yeah. So, I don't know. I was in that place for a while. I learned a lot of shit spiritually, mentally. You know, I realized that life is supposed to be painful. You know, life is supposed to be a learning experience, a journey. Not everything's supposed to be all good. Not everything is supposed to be happy. You know, and it's okay to be, I learned it's okay to be sad. I was surrounded by people who were just sad. I was surrounded by people who, you know, had mental health issues, like going through depression, and it's funny because when I was around them, when I was around those people that I did not know, that didn't know I was a rapper or didn't know I was Phora, when I was around those people, like I felt the closest to them that I've ever felt, like, you know, around anyone else, and I felt like they understood me. You know, when I talked to them or I told them my story or I told them, you know, what the fuck I was going through, I felt like they could relate to the shit that I was saying. You know, and it's weird because they were all strangers to me. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I heard so many stories in there when I was in there of different people going through different shit, self-harm shit, addiction, you know, family shit, and I don't know. I learned so much about myself and about other people. And I was writing when I was in there. I was writing a lot of stuff. I think I wrote 1 or 2 songs that, you know, kind of cover this experience and the shit that I went through. But yeah, I don't know what else to say. It's kind of hard for me to, you know. But I feel like y'all deserve an explanation. I feel like, you know, it's only right I address the situation. And to anyone else out there, I know it's a lot of people out there feeling like that, feeling like, you know, you don't want to keep going. Fuck. I feel you. I feel like there's a lot of people out there that feel like they don't, you know, this life's not worth living, or you don't have anything else going for you, or, you know, it's just too much to handle, or whatever the fuck. Like, I'm there too with you, like, still, like, I went through what I was going through, and I went through a whole bunch of therapy and, like, mental shit, and they were trying to put me on all these, like, antidepressants and fucking all these things, trazodone, fucking all these things, and I'm just like, yo, I wanna learn myself. I want to be okay with myself. I don't want to take no drugs. I don't want to, you know, depend on anything. I want to learn about people. I want to learn myself. And I'm still trying, like, I don't know. Every day I wake up fucking sad, it feels like, you know. But to anyone out there who feels like, you know, life ain't worth living, or you don't want to keep going, I think, you know, there's always something to look forward to. And there's people out there that care about you. You know, I think I'm still trying to understand what the fuck life means or what life is about. But yeah, I'm just learning, you know. And I want to address the Destiny song thing. I know that was a weird timing thing. But when it comes to Destiny's song, she had actually visited me. Destiny had actually visited me, and this was a girl I was with for, you know, 7+ years. She came to visit me, and we had talked about everything that we went through, all the shit that we went through. And I'm thankful she came to visit me. You know, I'm thankful she came to talk to me. It really took a lot of pressure and, like, stress off my chest, right? When Destiny came to visit me, I think it was just a relief for me. We had talked about all the shit that I did, you know, because when I was with her for seven years, like, I was, you know, I wasn't perfect. I had fucked up. You know, I mean, I fucked up more than she fucked up. I'm not gonna. In my therapy that I go to, they say it's always best to admit the truth, you know. And when we were together, I just, that's what it was. I fucked up more than she did, and I you know, did a lot of things that I regret. You feel me? I did a lot of things that I'm not proud of, but I learned from a lot of that shit, and you know, when we talked, I think we just came to an understanding. Like, you know, we had this type of love. We had a situation in a you know, a connection, and you know, she had moved on to someone else or whatever, and I you know, I had went my own way, but I think we had this kind of understanding, and connection where it was like, yo, like, I respect her for coming to see me because it showed like she still cared and she didn't want me going through, you know, the shit I was going through. And when the song came out, I was hurt. When I wrote the song, I was hurt. When the song came out, I was still fucking hurt. and I was just heartbroken. All 2020, I was fucking heartbroken. You know, all 2020, I was just fucking devastated. I couldn't cope with myself. I couldn't do anything. I was fucking addicted to fucking drugs. I was fucking drinking every fucking day. Like, you know, I just didn't know how to cope with myself. And it wasn't only that. It was other things too. But, like, I think that was, you know, one of the main things, you know, that and, like, a lot of my friends just bouncing out on me and betraying me for no fucking reason and just leaving me in the dust. And, you know, I mean, a lot of y'all know, like, a lot of the people who was talking, you know, trying to put me out of my character and say I was doing things that weren't true at all. You know, all that shit was addressed and they were dealt with, but it still hurt me when I found out about it. But betrayal is nothing new to me, you know. I feel like a lot of y'all can relate to that. But yeah, man, I don't know. That's what happened. I was in the center for a while, and it sucked. But I feel like it was good for me. I feel like being away from social media and everything, you know, was good for me. And mental health is serious, man. Like, I know a lot of y'all probably, if you follow me, you probably know. If you listen to my music, like, you probably understand, like, you know, being sad or depressed or, like, you know, just feeling like giving up. Like, it's a real fucking thing. And I actually wrote this song called Love Yourself Too in there just because I felt like I needed to write it because I wanted to uplift myself because I didn't have anything, like, to look forward to. And I just wrote it, honestly. On some poetry shit. I just said, I want to write something that, you know, will uplift not only me, but other people going through the shit I'm going through. So, you know, I just didn't want to feel alone, and I didn't, you know, I thought about other people, and I didn't want them to feel alone and shit either. Yeah. Man, life's been a blur, though. There's just so much shit to talk about. So much shit happened in the last 2 weeks. And this shit difficult for me. After this, I'm gonna take a break from social media. I'm gonna spend time with family. But, you know, I appreciate everyone who checked up on me. I appreciate everyone who, you know, who fucking cared, you know. And shout out to God. I was praying in there 10 times a day. Shout out to the people, you know, close to me, especially the artists who checked up on me. I mean, it's really a lot of people who checked on me that I appreciate. Chris King, Janae, Kelani, Tori, Taz, my family, Pinch, Kiana Lede, fucking, obviously all my family, but so many people, like, checked up on me, and I was just like, when I came back to see their messages, I was just like, yo, like, I have something to live for, you know, and at the time, I felt like I didn't have shit to live for. I really, truly just wanted to die. Like, I didn't fucking care, like, about any of that shit, you know. I really didn't care about any of it. And when I came back to all this love and all these people really, like, being like, yo, you got a purpose here, like, don't fucking give up on this shit, you know. I was kind of just like, wow. I honestly felt ashamed a little bit, like, ungrateful, but I feel like at the same time, this was something that I needed to learn from, and this was something I needed to go through, you know, just to become who I'm supposed to be. So, I feel like that's I feel like that's the situation. I don't know if I'm leaving anything out. When I was in there, I met a lot of different people that didn't know who I was, and it felt refreshing to meet people who just, love Marco for Marco, love me for me, and didn't see me as an artist or a rapper or anything like that. And, it just felt good. I learned a lot of shit in there. But I'm not here to tell you, oh, I'm all better. Everything's fucking fine. Everything's okay now. Like, nah, I'm still working on myself every fucking day. But yeah, thank you guys for y'all love. Thank you guys for y'all appreciation. Thank you guys for, just showing me all the love and appreciation for every fucking thing. I don't know. I'm better. Someone said, "How are you?" I'm better now. I don't know. But I'm gonna take some time away from social media to spend time with family, to go to my therapy and really get all this shit off my chest first. You feel me? Get all this shit off my chest before I'm back in the public. I'm gonna spend some time to finish, obviously, the album, because music is the one thing that really, I was like, yo, I have something to look forward to. I have something to, you feel me? I have something to come back home to. I have something that, I have a purpose, and I feel like people care about that shit. So I'm gonna take some time from social media to finish the album. And yeah, I don't know if it was anything I was missing out aside from the people talking shit who got ran up on and smacked. You can't make a joke out of mental health, man. Like, that shit serious. People take that shit serious. I'm sorry. And no one got jumped. People just got smacked and dealt with. Like, it's just what it is. Like, if someone made fun of my homie that was going through some shit, like, I would run up on him and smack the fuck out of him too. Like, that just is what it is, I'm sure y'all feel the same way. But, yeah. I'm back home. I'm happy to be back home. I'm happy to still be here, even though I'm, every fucking day I deal with this shit going on in my fucking head. Yeah. I don't know what else to say. Yeah, the LA Yours Truly store closed. A lot of shit went downhill, especially after this shit happened. A lot of shit went downhill, but I just, told myself to hold on and keep faith. But you still cool with bro. You fought with On Live. Yeah, that's my manager. It had nothing to do with him. He wasn't at fault. It was all me. I take responsibility for my actions and, learn from it, grow from it. The people around me love me and understand me for who I am,